Now, moving into our segment of the week, we're going to be reviewing our personal Ballon d'Or rankings. If you guys are curious, the Ballon d'Or just dropped this week. To give you guys a little overview of how it finished and then how we think it should have finished. Our criteria is going to basically be, rather than all the silly things they add in like sportsmanship, because who cares about that, ours is going to be purely who we think were the best players last season based off of whatever you want to call it, stats, eye test, everything. The way the actual Ballon d'Or finished, you had Dembele in first place, Lamine Yamal in second, Vitinha in third, Mohamed Salah in fourth, Rafinha fifth, Hakimi 6, Mbappe 7, Cole Palmer 8, Donnarumma 9, and Nuno Mendes 10. So we're going to be doing, again, our top 10 Ballon d'Or rankings. Each one of us is going to do, and then we can just basically, if you say a crazy take, we'll just interject. Who wants to start here?
Clay, go ahead. Take us away.
Yeah.
Clay, take us away.
I honestly don't mind the way it's ranked right now.
Of course you don't.
But I'm going Dembele first.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, he was the best player. I mean, he won. Obviously, you have to take into account like Champions League, other trophies along the way, I think.
Yeah, but my question to you is, do you think he's the best player in the world? Or he was the best player in the world?
I think last year he was.
That's such a tough question. No, he was not the best player in the world. For me, he had the best season, I think. You could argue. But I don't think he was the best player in the world. But I think this is just how the Ballon d'Or is, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'll keep going. And this is going to be a crazy one.
No.
Rafinha, second.
Okay,
It's not that crazy.
I don't think that.
I mean, he had 56 goal contributions last year.
Yeah. You have to judge based off of one season. Again,
goal/assist contributions. Yeah. I mean, that's more than Yamal, Dembele.
You know, he's the
Mbappe.
first player to get that number since Messi and Ronaldo left Europe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was ranked, and he landed 5th in the Ballon d'Or ranking.
Crazy.
Guys, tune into the reel I covered this week, sorry. That is so heinous that they've lost the plot. Whoever's scoring this,
there were a couple on there that
they all gotta go.
It's the fair play though.
No,
you have to take that.
What do you mean?
He was doing a little shenanigans this last year.
There were a couple on there that was just
shocking.
All
right, next up, who do you got?
So then I have Yamal.
Yamal third.
Yeah,
three.
Okay.
So I don't know. Yamal, they're both. So there's this difference of eye test and stats, obviously. Yeah. I feel like Yamal eye test looks way better than Rafinha.
Agreed.
At least in my opinion. But Rafinha's stats are better. So it's like I almost want to switch, but I almost want to go 2
Yamal's
or 3.
a much better player than Rafinha is, but Rafinha last year had an insane season. You can't take that away from him.
So it's very hard to say. I would swap them almost, but I'm going to just leave them as 2 and 3. And then 4th, I have Vitinha. He was class.
That's
no matter
heinous.
No matter what you say about it, he was very good last
year.
All right, well, we can cover that in our
that's
point.
the for me, that's the worst ranking on even the real Ballon d'Or list.
So where should he have been ranked?
Wait, let me say this. He was placed third on that list. You think let's cover this. You think he's better than, he deserved it more than Rafinha and Salah. Salah, by the way, tied the Premier League record of most goals and assists in a season. You know how difficult that is?
Yeah, Salah's a stat patter, though, so I can't respect
Doesn't matter, though, because you're basing Dembele's win off of stats primarily. Right? So you got that, and wins, and Salah won the Prem.
But I think...
Now, secondly, do you think Vitinha is the best midfielder in the world?
I think this last year he was up there.
Not the best.
He was.
Are we
including trophies in ours?
If you want.
Okay.
I think in part you have
part
to.
of it, but it's not like a big thing.
Okay.
So you've won the Nations League. I get not that crazy, but still, Spain's playing their best team. All the nations are playing their best teams. It's basically like, I mean, you can almost say Euros. Euros obviously better than that, but it's
the problem with Vitinha is like I don't think he's the best player on either of his teams.
I think he is. It's like
you think he's better than Dembele, or he was more important than Dembele?
No, see, that's why I would have him ranked. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I've Dembele 1.
Yeah.
So I would have Vitinha there.
All right, you have Vitinha 4. All right, keep going.
I think he's a very good player.
You'll have a chance to spew when I put Vitinha in my ranking.
But your ranking of Vitinha is because you think he's actually that good. Like nothing to do. It's like
trophies are important to you, but you think he's
also
that
for
good.
A midfielder, you're not going to have as many stats. But just from what I've
watched, I have a question for you. Do you think he's better than Pedri?
Bait,
rage bait.
I kind of hot take.
All right. Do you think he's better than?
That is
Do you think
such a
he's
bad
better
take.
than Bellingham?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Okay, wait, hold on.
You could argue-
They're different.
If Vitinha didn't win the Champions League, would you still have him at 5?
And just won like the
They
Nations
just won't.
League.
They just won't.
Let's
say,
say, yeah, sure, the
League
Nations
One,
League,
League
League
One,
One,
their
just
Cups,
take away the
whatever.
Champions League, because that essentially will put him at level like pegging with everyone, pretty much everyone else in this list, right? Pretty much to like in the top 10, then pretty much, right?
Yes, I guess so. Yeah.
And you still have him in the same spot.
I'd probably have him like lower, closer to 10th maybe if he doesn't win that. But I thought he was pivotal the whole way to the Champions League.
Yeah, no, I think he was very good, and he was very good for that PSG.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, I think it's crazy having him 4, but he should be top 10. Yeah.
I know you guys are gonna have him lower down, but
Yeah, so
I'll
we
move
can-
on.
Actually, to be fair, I have him at 5th, but it's more so because of the trophies. It's just because for me, I was trying to base it based off of the normal Ballon d'Or rankings, just to where I think he should be.
That's fine. All right. Who do you have 5?
5, I have Salah.
I think that's a
Stat
pretty good
pattern.
ranking.
I think
Even
that's
though I hate watching him play, I mean, he scores goals, he gets assists. Like he won the league. I mean, he set records. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really deny it. I don't
All
think
right, who do you have
there's
6th?
much more on that. 6, I actually have Kane.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's crazy at all.
I mean,
Well,
41
maybe.
goals. 41 goals, 12 assists in 51 games last
no,
year.
I mean he's
that's
insane.
It's just the Champions League.
I've said this for a while, but I think he is a better out and out striker than Haaland is. To be honest, he's a better player. He is. Haaland just scores.
He has a lot more to his game. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Haaland as a pure goal scorer might be.
Kane also does not.
I mean, I
show-
always argued this that if you had put Harry
Yeah.
Kane on that City team, he would score as many goals as Haaland.
Probably, but Kane also is not good in big games. And every time I've seen him play in big game, even Champions League, like semifinals, quarterfinals, he's
I will
not.
say this season he scored a hat trick in every game, basically.
That's true, but in
2+
Champions
in every game.
Champions League, yeah, he wasn't great.
I mean, granted, that PSG team was just significantly better than Bayern, like overall as a team. Like you had
That's
Sané
fair.
starting out on the wing for Bayern.
Yeah, I think this Bayern team this year is better, but
I agree.
but
All right,
so I'm putting
Kane,
Kane
yeah.
there.
Who do you have 7?
Next, I have Mbappe.
Okay.
I think it. I mean,
Surprised you put him that
what,
low,
7?
honestly.
Yeah,
Surprised you put him that low for you.
I mean, last year he started off pretty slow and picked it up a
Yeah,
lot.
but I mean, he ended with what, 30-something goals?
Yeah, I mean, he went like the first 10 games. I think he only had like 2 or 3 goals. He really picked it up towards the end and finished with like 30 plus. So
Okay. Who do you have after that?
Nuno Mendes.
Nuno Mendes over Hakimi.
Well, then I have Hakimi.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
I
have
mean
both
they're
of
both.
them.
It's hard because I think Mendes is a better defender. He can kind of rip one too if he wants. He's gotten a lot better going forward. I remember like in the
He was
Euros
also
recently.
amazing in the semis of
Yeah,
the Champions
I-
League games.
Men? Yeah, yeah.
He was
He's
really
gotten a
good.
lot better as well. I remember in the Euros he was not.
Yeah, he
wasn't.
Saka that whole
He wasn't very good. But since then, I think he's really improved. Last year, I mean, Nations League.
Yeah, he's a
Also,
very
like,
good player.
with Vitinha. Yeah, had a rip.
All right, so you
but-
got Mendes 8th
yeah,
and Hakimi 9th.
Hakimi 9th.
I mean, I think Hakimi's a very good player. I personally think Hakimi's better than Nuno. As a all and out player, I think he's better. I think Nuno's probably better defensively, but Hakimi brings a lot more.
I think
Offensive.
for an outside back, you want somebody who's actually like defensively sound. And
That's-
Hakimi,
Yeah, but what about the power
Hakimi,
play?
The only thing about Mendes, the only thing about Nuno Mendes sometimes is he can be a little sporadic. Like he sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think that was
Which
kind
is,
of
what
like
which is what he used to be. Now he's like a lot more consistent, but I feel like he used
we
to
also
be.
kind of covered this in our like Champions League predictions, but like PSG just like everything ticked right at the perfect moment for them because like the first half of the season they didn't even make it through the normal phase of the Champions League. They were like 22nd in the league phase.
That's
they
true.
had to go into playoffs, and that's why they had such a hard route. And then the last 3 to 4 months, they just suddenly
got together.
found it.
yeah.
And I think that also just speaks to the volume of how good of a coach Luis Enrique is.
Yeah, he's insane.
Like think about it. He's won 2 trebles
Yeah.
with 2 different teams. But I mean, I think that's good. Who do you have 10th?
That's the issue. I have 3 here, but I can't.
What do you mean
I
you
can
have
only-
3?
How do you
Well,
have
You're
three?
top 10, not top 12.
I don't. Oh, I guess I'll put Donnarumma in. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of PSG players in here, obviously, just because of.
I think it's also really easy to leave defenders and goalkeepers out of this list.
Sure. That's true. Like,
I don't think that necessarily. You have to take it considering compared to their position.
Because you could have Van Dijk in here. I also had Pedri or Palmer in this position. Like they would sneak in.
This is killing me. Sorry. Continue.
But yeah, so I would round it off there. Obviously, if we went further, we'd
but we're just keeping it top 10.
But I'm just gonna I'll cut it there. I'll listen to what you guys have to say.
I'm looking at your list. I'm looking at my list, and these are very different. Do you
want
to go first? I think yours is closer to Clay's.
My list is what I essentially just tried to kind of rearrange, like the actual Ballon d'Or list, because mine's also very tied to like trophies as well. Okay. It's not this is not my ranking.
Perfect.
Who
my
the
list
best
will be banger at the end.
I mean, okay, so I have Dembele in first as well. I think again, like I think he had an amazing season. I think he was the best player on that team. Like he made a difference in every single big game they played in. Stats were amazing, and again, they did win a treble. Like I think you can't get past. Like I think like ideally an award like this would get rid of anything to do with trophies because you. Can I don't
think they should get fully rid of them, but I think they shouldn't have like carry such a weight because trophies. Winning a season and a trophy is not necessarily a fully individualistic award.
No,
it's a full team award. Like,
let's
be honest. If you were to say who are the best 2 to 3 players in the world right now, you'd say probably Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, and then you can throw in a combination of 3 of whoever your third wants to be. But Mbappe was the number 7 on that list.
Yeah, no, and I would probably agree with him not being in the top 3 of last year's Ballon d'Or because, like, yes, he had a very good season, but you also another thing is you also have to look at that player's previous season. Like, was that Mbappe's best season? No. Like, I think there's also a little bit of that. But honestly, I think what they should do is they should start giving out points. Rather than a voting system, it's point. You get a point for a goal, a point for an assist, or whatever you want to do it, and then you get certain points for the trophies you won.
Well,
how would that work for midfielders or defenders?
I think they have to make.
Well, the new voting system is just before it used to be a combination of like the French journalism plus captain's vote from nations. They removed the captain vote, so now it's just the French journalism paper who's doing that. I think the captain votes were removed. There has
to be some bias there. The French journals are. There has to be some.
They had Desiree do it at 14,
which is crazy. Honestly,
he had. I'm sorry, he's a very good young player, but he had 2 good months, an entire season, and he's ranked over. Holland's 26th, I think.
McTominay on there is crazy.
McTominay's 18th on there is crazy. Yeah. I'll cover some of these in my list. All right, keep going.
So I have Dembele. Second, I have Rafinha. Again, like an unbelievable season.
Same 2.
Yeah, same 2. Yeah. I actually put Salah third. I just think what he's doing in the Prem is something that like we have not seen very many times. He was 1 goal away from tying the assist record. He had. Like, he also tied the goal in assist record.
He should have done it, to be honest.
He slowed down the last couple.
He had like 7 games at the end there to do it, and he just couldn't figure it out.
Again, for me, eye test for Salah is not there, but like you cannot deny how effective he is. Honestly,
that's true. Yeah, he puts up numbers like every year,
and like as much as I think, I think
he already has 3 goals on the season too. 4 goals, I think.
I think so.
I think Yamal is better than Salah. But even last year, I think Yamal was probably better than Salah.
Towards the at least the last 7 to 8 months.
As a whole player, but again, I have Yamal 4th because I just don't think it's eye test. But I just don't think that last year Yamal had a better season than Salah did. I don't know what way.
Prem's a harder league as well. I mean, it's like you have to take that into account a bit.
I have Vitinha 5th. Again, for me, I think there are probably 5 midfielders in the world better than he is.
Who would you say?
I mean, Rodri's better. Pedri's better.
Yeah. Agreed. Bellingham's better.
I think Bellingham's better.
I think you could say Rice is maybe better. I would argue Rice is
better. I think we're already at 4 there.
Yeah.
And Kimmich maybe.
Maybe Kimmich.
Maybe.
I think
they're kind of at a similar level. You could even argue that Fabian Luis and John Neves are like really close by.
Honestly, I know that no one talks about him, but I think De Jong you could put in that.
Oh yeah,
De Jong is unbelievable. I think there's I think
just last year. He didn't play a lot.
He was injured at the start of the season. Yeah.
So I have Vitinha 5th because again, at the same time, like he did also help make that team tick, and they won the treble. Like I think he should be in this list of great season. I have Mbappe 6. Again, it wasn't his best season, but he still scored like 34 goals in La Liga. like was still very effective. Also, Madrid, I think, just didn't have a good season, so it was hard for him. Like they didn't win anything.
Yeah.
I have Pedri 7th. It's crazy to me that he wasn't in the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or list.
Insane. He was 11th.
Like, there's no
Insane.
way. There, no matter what other teams won. First of all, because Barcelona.
Let me tell you a couple players in front of him. Hakimi, Palmer, Nuno Mendes, and Donnarumma.
I also think Palmer being in the
I think
top 10
Palmer
was
and
crazy.
Pedri probably should have just.
Palmer was
split.
literally because he scored 2 goals in the
Yeah, but then he didn't
Club World
score
Cup
any.
final.
Then he didn't score any goals from like January onwards in the Prem. Like he in open play, he didn't.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with you.
I mean, again, I think you can make a very strong claim that Pedri is the best midfielder in the world right now.
You could,
Like,
Well, that's what you
well,
guys
Clay
said.
couldn't.
That's what you guys said. Yeah.
Consensus.
I
agree
think,
with us.
like, again, I think now that Rodgers coming back, I would maybe still put him over. But besides that, I think Pedri's the best midfielder in the world, honestly.
Yeah.
So, again, and he also was another thing that made Barcelona tick. They're not the same team without him. Neither are Spain. Like,
no,
he is,
he's insane. He's an orchestrator. Just
the
moves
next,
everything.
the next
He's a
three on,
maestro.
the next 3, I had to put in some defenders in here. I put Hakimi at 8, I put Donnarumma at 9, and Mendes at 10. I think they were also unbelievable. Like, just as good as Vitinha and Dembele were, they were just as important for that
I
team.
agree.
Even Donnarumma, who, again, maybe wasn't the person that Enrique wanted or whatever, but he had some huge saves.
In the Champions League specifically.
Yeah.
Because Donnarumma can be very inconsistent. And I think we don't see it as much because we don't necessarily watch the French league very often, but you kind of already saw it against Arsenal. It's like he does some weird things sometimes. But he's an insane shot.
He's one of those few goalkeepers though that will win you a game. Like at least like
I mean,
win
against,
you a game.
if they didn't have him against Liverpool, I don't know if they would have made it through.
Yeah, like
100%. He made some insane saves.
There are like very few goalkeepers like that in the world.
Granted, Alisson also made some crazy
maybe
saves
like 2 or 3 keepers that will win you big games like that, and he's one of them. So again, I think it's really easy to overlook goalkeepers and defenders in the Ballon d'Or, but I think those 2 should be in there. And then Mendes rounds out my 10 because again, I think he was just as good as Hakimi.
Yeah.
But again, this is more so tied to last season, the real Ballon d'Or rankings, not necessarily who I think are the 10 best players in the world.
All right. I've taken an extremely different approach to you guys.
I like it.
And this builds on my reel that I released a couple days ago. Everyone tune in, give us a comment. I think the way this is scored is completely broken.
It is. I mean,
I think the Ballon d'Or is not an MVP award. Each league has their MVP award. The Ballon d'Or should be who is the best player in the world, period. Regardless of what happens. I think that's the way it should be voted. Yes, trophies do come into play, but we're talking about the 10 best players in the world who are all in their right winning trophies some way or another. Whether it be individual like goal scoring awards, whether it be Nations League, whether it be Champions League, their own league. Like, I think that goes into play a lot. And I think we're just giving too much credit. I know the Champions League is probably the hardest tournament to win, but I think it's mostly because of the short amount of games you play rather than the prolongated season. I think we're giving too much credit for the Ballon specifically towards the Champions League.
It's almost
or
like
the World Cup or whatever comes
to
out.
win the Ballon d'Or.
You have to win either a Champions League, the World Cup, or the Euros to basically win the Ballon d'Or now. Regardless of what everyone else does, if you don't do those 3 things, you're not winning the trophy. We've seen it time and time again.
I mean, that's what happened when Modric won as well. Modric should not have won that Ballon d'Or.
For sure.
Should have been Ronaldo's.
Yeah, because he also didn't even win the World Cup. Sure, they made it to the final, but Ronaldo, same thing.
So granted, that's kind of my criteria is I've taken a little bit of the biasness of winning a Champions League out of this, and I've taken it as who I think are more of the best 10 players and still had a crazy season. I will say I was a bit biased moving into this season as well. What we're seeing right now, it's hard not to be. But at number 1, I had Lamine Yamal, specifically because I just think he's the best player in the world. I mean, the guy's 18, and literally every single game he plays, he looks like he's going to win every single game. He's the difference maker on that team. I understand Pedri orchestrates everything. Yeah. But you saw it time and time again, even against Inter Milan. I know they ended up losing because of some bad defending. But the way he stepped up in those games is just insane for me. For Spain, ridiculous. Too, like, he's just an incredible player. All right. That's very different to what you guys have thoughts. You go. You're the Madrid expert here.
And the Barca hater.
I still had Yamal like 3rd.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really think there's much to.
Would you say? Do you think he's the best player in the world?
I don't think so.
Who do you think is number 1?
I honestly think Mbappe is.
I agree right now. I think Mbappe is, especially if you're talking about moving into this season, all the form that he's in right now is ridiculous. Also, again, Yamal's hurt, so it's easy to say. But if you're just talking about an eye test of a player that you know is just going to dominate whoever he's playing against,
he's playing,
that's Yamal. Like,
yeah,
he is one of those players also just like a joy to watch. Like,
yeah,
I talk about eye test.
It almost gives me back into vibes, especially with Mbappe at Madrid, having like Lamine Yamal, who's a bit more technical, and like you see him take on like more like skillfully players, similar to like what Messi used to do. I don't think he scores nearly as much. I think he will get there at some point. And then Mbappe just being sheer power.
I think Mbappe has more to his game, but
than Ronaldo.
Than Ronaldo?
No, but more than just.
No, I'm just saying the comparison of like, I think like Mbappe is more of like a sheer strength, finishing, pace. He does dribble well, but so did Ronaldo.
I think he's turned into that now because Mbappe, when he played at PSG, played on the wing and he was much more, I would say,
exciting. But now, especially
beating players, he's not.
Dude, now really it's like every one of his goals is like touch, push, finish, cut, finish.
Yeah. Fair.
I mean, granted, I do have in second place. I have Kylian Mbappe. I mean, look, second season in La Liga, led of the league in goals. I'm a certified Madrid hater, even though I'm wearing the shirt. Ignore that. I hate Madrid with a passion, but Kylian Mbappe is incredible. He's going to continue scoring goals. That's what he does. He's going to score 30 plus probably every single season he's at Madrid. Granted, they're in La Liga. The question for him and him actually winning a Ballon d'Or, because it's so Champions League heavy and World Cup heavy. We do have a World Cup coming in 2026 where I think France has a good chance. But I think for him to win a Ballon d'Or, he's going to have to win one of these tournaments, and I don't see Madrid winning that near time. So I think his best chance to win a Ballon d'Or is going to be this year. He's off to an incredible start. You have a World Cup coming up. I think France are going to be probably top 2 to 3 favorites. I think this is his year. He probably will win the Ballon d'Or if he wins a trophy. If not, I think Lamine is going to take it.
Yeah.
Now,
that could be the final, like
it
France,
could be
France,
Spain,
No,
easily. I mean, I think those two are I know Portugal won the Nations League, but I do think those two teams are better than Portugal.
Yeah, at this moment,
yeah. So again, very different to you guys starting off, but number 3, I've got Rafinha.
I mean, it's not that different.
No, it's not. I mean, besides the fact that I put Dembele outside of my top 3.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have Rafinha. I think Dembele was mostly credited because of the goals and assists he scored throughout the season, and they won the Champions League. Rafinha did the same exact thing, actually scored more goals and assisted more times than Dembele did. He didn't win the Champions League. That's the reason Dembele won this Ballon d'Or. So again, I'm taking that primarily out of this. To be honest, I was okay with Dembele winning the Ballon d'Or. I said this again. He had an incredible season. I think he's a very good player. I'm also a certified Dembele hater. But I do think if you were just to wind him up statistically, Rafinha had a better season. Now I'm looking at this, I don't actually think he's better than Dembele, but we'll leave it at that. Number 4, I got Dembele.
I mean, no, he was like
he was
amazing
insane
last. He won Barca a lot of games. Like,
no, he was very good, even in the Inter Milan draw and everything. I mean, I think having him and Lamine just coming at you from the wings is just terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Terrifying. Number 4, I got Dembele. Great season. I mean, won the Ballon d'Or. I think probably rightfully so. I think it was mostly because they won the treble. Number 5, I got Salah. Again, incredible season. I mean, he won the Premier League. It's crazy to me that winning the Premier League doesn't get you more than this, considering it's the best league in the world. Maybe even harder to win than the Champions League. Nah, probably not. But
I mean, you could argue.
You could argue that.
I don't know though, because Champions League you have 2 legs. It's like the league. It's
and
like
you have the top teams
games.
from. Yeah, no, I agree. I think but it's the second hardest thing to win outside the Champions League in that given season.
Yeah.
Number 6, I think it's crazy that you don't have him on your list, Clay. Pedri.
I said he'd be at the end. I said he'd be at the end.
No. I mean, I'm sorry, but the fact that Vitinha was in this list is purely out of the fact that he won trophies. He's not even the best player on his team. Statistically, Pedri had a better season.
Pedri's just better than Vitinha.
He is. You just see them play, and he's better.
We'll let this
you even agreed with us. We put in our tier list. We put Vitinha in a great player, not even unreal, and we put Pedri in God tier. Yeah, you wanted to put Pedri in unreal, by the way.
Yes, and I also wanted to put Vitinha there.
Vitinha and Pedri are just not even like close.
Honestly. I agree.
I honestly don't even think it's that close.
I think personally, I'm still going to give Rodri benefit of the doubt, but I think the top 3 are Rodri, Bellingham, and Pedri. Those 3 sit at top. And then right close by them is Declan Rice. I think this season will determine if he gets into that. And then you have a jumble of
yeah.
grouping of like Vitinhas and all of those guys. Number 7, I have Kane. The fact that Harry Kane was 13th on this list just tells me how broken this is. Like, I mean, he literally went to the Bundesliga and scored 40-plus goals his first season. He has 90-plus goals in 2 seasons for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. I mean, even looking at this, like, the fact that Desiree Doué is 1 spot off of Harry Kane
that's ridiculous.
kills me.
Or the fact that Kvaratskhelia is above Harry Kane.
Kvaratskhelia, who, by the way, didn't even really play the first 6 months for PSG that much. It's just, again, this is my whole list. It's just too Champions League biased, like the Ballon d'Or is now, or World Cup, whatever you want to call it. It's too much. Like, that's not the only tournament happening.
This is the most surprising pick that you have for me.
I have Haaland 8th.
I mean, as a City fan, I think that's kind of crazy. Just because he was injured for a good portion of last season.
Yeah, but that's the reason I have him 8th. Is because if he wasn't injured, he would have scored 25 plus. He was on pace to do it. He's on pace to do it again.
Also, City. Yeah, I guess
Also City
didn't win anything.
Didn't win anything. But if you ask me, who are your top 10 players? Haaland is.
I mean, I agree with that.
Is probably top 5.
I agree.
Like, I mean, he's just the lack of disrespect to Haaland and finishing 26th behind Dumfries, behind Guirassy, like behind Lautaro Martinez,
seems like they just
behind
watch,
Scott McTominay. It almost looks like they just watched Champions League. That's
not
it.
even just Champions League. They watch like quarterfinals and all.
Yeah, not even the group stage.
Yeah.
I guess, but like you said, I mean, he was out like a
no. In terms of Ballon d'Or ranking, I mean, I get it. He missed a lot of time, but I just like Dumfries. How is Dumfries even like?
Dude, how is Doué? I'm going back to Desiree Doué. How is he 14th? Yes, he's a really skillful and enjoying player to watch as a youngster, but this guy had 2 good months at the end of the year. That's it.
Yeah, no.
Like, what do we like? If you're getting him 14th for your 2 or 3 months at the end of the year where they won the Champions League, then why can't I have?
He was good in his league, to be fair to him, but it is one of the worst.
Farmers League.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is the worst.
But how good was he really?
Like, he was pretty quality. Okay. I mean, we can look it up, but I'm
pretty sure he could. I don't think he had more than 10 goals in the French league, did he?
I mean, probably not, but like he didn't start actually playing.
Well, there we go. But that's even worse. How can you didn't start?
Well, think about the quality of PSG and how hard it is.
Okay, yeah, but then how are you going to be the 14th best player in the world if you can get? He scored 5 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League, which is what he got in the League One. He scored 9 goals and 11 assists over 40 matches.
I mean. Okay, I guess fair enough, but still, that's pretty good. 5 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League, decent.
Yeah, again, and then and my whole point of this list is that the Champions League the Ballon d'Or is too much biased against the quarterfinals and up in the Champions League.
So then it should just be based on his league. Then
no, it should be based on a combination.
I just think that.
Would you not say if we combined his numbers from his league, Saka had better numbers than this, including the Champions League? Would you say Desiree Doué is a better player than Saka?
Probably not at this moment. No.
So then why is Desiree Doué ranked top 14 players in the world and Saka's not even top 30?
Even
I'm surprised.
Go down here, like even like Olise had an insane season last season. I don't know. It's weird. I get it. But the reason why is because they won trophies. So like again, if that's what they're doing,
I guess Saka didn't win it, but sure, whatever.
That's the whole argument here.
Number 9. Number 9, I have Vitinha. I mean, I do have to give him some credit to what a good season he had. I mean, I don't want to rate him that high, but I do think he's a very good player. I think he has the ability if he sustains this. Granted, I don't watch the League One as much. I did watch Champions League and the Nation League, and he was very good, so I do think he deserves to be top 10. Like, he really does. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be how good he played and all of that. I just don't think he's better than the names I've listed before.
I think with his performances last year, he is. I genuinely do.
I mean, you can argue that, but I think it's crazy that it's listed number 3. I mean, that's my biggest gripe with him is, like, how are you going to put him over Rafinha and Salah? Just because he won tournaments? Sure, then why is Lamine in there?
He shouldn't be over either of them, but, like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Lastly, the disrespect. I just have to put him in here because the disrespect Van Dijk received in this voting, 28th best player. After everyone in the world agrees he's the best center back in the world right now. If not best, top 2, sure. And he won a Premier League. Like, what? what more do you want?
It's just hard for defenders,
You
but
could
then you
argue,
do
actually-
see Dumfries there, and like
Yeah, so that's my point exactly.
Dumfries-
How is
Dumfries
Denzel
should
Dumfries
not be
on
on
top
here, I'm
of
sorry.
him?
The one
Like,
thing
what are we doing?
The one thing I will say though is you could also argue that again, besides Dumfries, they're actually giving him respect because he's the only defender on this list that didn't win the Champions League. Because the only other two here are what do we have? It's Hakimi and Mendes.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, but I just think if you go by looking at important players of the year, and we've discussed this quite a bit, Virgil van Dijk is up there with one of the most impactful players
I don't. Lautaro
in world
Martinez.
football.
What is Lautaro Martinez doing there?
I agree.
Yeah, he bagged a decent amount of goals last year, but I don't think he was up there.
I just think there has to be more than just.
And I mean, what is
To be fair,
Jokeris doing? 15?
I will say he scored like 40
yeah,
goals
yeah,
last
I
year.
know, I'm just rage baiting you,
He
Clay.
scored a lot of goals.
I'm just rage
but,
baiting you, Clay.
That will be the last. That will be the last season he does something like that.
I'm glad that Fabian Ruiz got the respect he deserves here, but I think he was rated, by the way, we're looking at the list, 24th, João Neves 19th. I think Fabian Ruiz is better than João Neves, to be quite frank. I think he, overall, because he provides so much of the grunt work that João Neves doesn't, like, just quite frankly.
I just don't really understand this. I don't really understand, for example, how Jude is above Fabian Ruiz. I think Jude Bellingham's a better player than Fabian Ruiz.
Yeah, but
again,
if...
based off of what we go off of here, how is he not ahead of Jude Bellingham?
Yeah, that's
Jude
what I'm
Bellingham
saying.
also did not have a great season last season.
The system is broken.
Yeah, there's something wrong. Yeah. There's something
All
wrong
right,
there.
that concludes our Ballon d'Or rankings. We are right. The French journalists are not.
What do they know?
So, guys, in the comments, let us know, who do you think deserved to win the Ballon d'Or? Was it a good win for Dembele? Who do you think is going to win it this year? And let us know if the Ballon d'Or rankings or voting is broken. All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, signing off.
Sign off.